Hi guys, how you guys doing? My name is Tony. I own AW Cinema. We're a camera rental house in Los Angeles. What we're going to do today for today's tech tip is we're going to show you actually how to load film in a 50-foot 16mm film cartridge. This is really popular. This film was really popular from the 30s all the way up to the 70s. It had some great features. Bell & Howell was one of the really large companies that made 16mm magazine cameras for it. They're still used today in crash cams, extreme sports, and stuff like that. It's just a small, compact, great 16mm with great registration. A lot of people email me and say, how do I get the film out? Is film available for it? Is it something I can do? And what I'm going to do today is I'm actually going to show you what a brand new one looks like, how to load it, and what it looked like from the factory too as well. Every type of film came in this that they offered for that era. The really nice thing about it was you could actually pull this magazine, go from color to black and white or to a negative or transparency in seconds. That was really a good selling feature for it. And yes, you can reuse them today. You're going to need a dark room to load the film to it, but I'll show you a device that I've actually invented myself that makes loading them quite easy. What we're going to start with is we're going to start with how to thread it. That's a question I get from a lot of people. I have a film box here that emulsion expires in 1964. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to show you exactly what it would look like in 1964 if you're getting ready to load this puppy right into your camera. Came a little instruction package there. This is the film magazine. The first thing you want to do to load this is go ahead and pull off the sealing tape, light sealing tape. Take a screwdriver. You're going to remove two screws that are located on the housing. I'm going to switch the camera view in a minute, and it's going to be an up-close view of this, and it'll exactly show how it's loaded and how the threading goes on it. But you remove those two screws. This is a brand new, never before been open on. And voila, what we have in here is masterpiece, an idea that Kodak designed to get 50 feet of 16mm dual perf film into this little magazine loading spool and a take-up spool. And basically how it works is the film comes behind, comes down, in between the rollers and the sprocket, straight up, over, behind the actual gate, which is this mechanism here, down, does a loop, then it comes back again, which is pretty interesting. I don't know of any other camera that sends two pieces of film through the perf, back to the perf, then to the take-up wheel too as well. So it's pretty simple and straightforward. Only downside is you're going to have to learn how to do this in a dark room. Don't worry. I'm going to show you a quick and easy way how to do it. I'm going to walk you through step by step. The next vision. Okay guys, after taking your cartridge out, whether it's exposed or you're putting new film in it, this is what you're going to do. I'm going to take open the top, and I'm just going to familiarize you with a couple of items that are actually inside of the unit. You actually have that right there, which is a film guide. You have two rollers and a tie bar that goes right there. You also should have inside of here your brass retaining gate, which is your pressure pad for your gate, that unit there. And you also have your gate, which is that unit too as well. Just to let you notice that there's actually a nipple there, prevents the film from going backwine. There's two devices in this housing that prevents that. There's a spring there, or a copper spring there, and it'll allow it to rotate one direction but locks it in the reverse. It just kept the camera from rotating backwards. Because of its loop design, this magazines are not allowed to run in reverse because of its design. So basically your take-up spool goes here, your loaded spool goes here, and your take-up spool goes there. To reassemble this thing, what you want to do is you want to take your gate, find that notch, and put it in just like that. Then take your spring pressure plate and put it in just like that. These two bars, the trick to putting these two bars in is the perfs on this have to be lined up a certain way. If you can see this, you see how there's one perf at 6 o'clock there? You need to have two perfs in between those two brass bars. That'll make it where those little silver aluminum pieces can slide down easily onto it, okay? Now loading the film, you actually have to take those out. This little piece I can put back on, just like so. So what you're going to do is this. Mind now, this has got to be done in a dark room, but I'm going to show you some tricks on how to do that too as well. Okay? What you want to do is you want to stretch out a lot, man. I'm not kidding. Probably 3 feet of film is what you're going to stretch out, because you're going to be doing some serious looping on this. what you do is you take your loaded spool, put it onto there. You take your film, remember now your purse, or you have two perfs at the bottom, slide that onto it, just like that. And then, if you look carefully, it's got to go straight up, just like that. And that puts the film pressure unit in the front part of it. So it's got to go straight up, just like that. After it goes straight up, then you actually at this point you're forming your top loop. Now what you want is, you want this part of the film to be at least 50% of it pointing straight up. You don't want it tied over like that. You don't want it bending backwards over the take-up. You want it to be just about like that, roughly. Then go ahead and continue to follow down by pushing the film into your gate down here, like so. Come on around. Here's where you form that very weird loop that it needs. You fold that on over, and once again, back through your perf holes. But this time, the only difference is you're not going to go straight up. You're going to go toward the take-up spool. So we drop that down. Get it set. So both of the films are going to be using the same perf hole. Okay, after you do that, then you're going to take this little bobbin piece, slide the film retaining ring off, which is this little piece here. Don't lose any of these pieces or your SOL. And what you're going to do is, you're actually going to take the film, lay it across like that, where it's nice and even, just like that. That's on the sprocketed side. Then you're going to press this clip over it, just like that. Okay? Now you're going to take up the slack in it. Now you notice there's a gear on the back of this unit right here. This gear actually ties into that gear on the floor right there. And what that does, it basically keeps the film unspooling itself. So, what you want to do is put it down. It won't unspool. Check our loop here. Okay, so we just successfully loaded it. So we came down, under, straight up, remember, over, down, back down. We made our loop and back to the purse. Now, we're going to make sure that those two perfs are pointing downward. You're going to take these aluminum pieces, hook them together like that, and then you're going to slide those over your brass poles and push them down. That's it. That's how to reload one of these magazines, just like that. And it's pretty simple. I'll bring it up a little bit closer for you. The trickiest part is just these two aluminum pieces. It'll give you a fight if you don't have two perfs pointing in between them. That allows them to be freely pulled out. So once again we go